dire wolves right now. I just put in all archers with oh, we managed to like look at this terrain too. You spawn in holes. Your front line spawns in holes. We just equipped goblin weapons. Remember when I was like re-equipping because we were likely to fight goblins? This is the problem with moving around at fucking 4-speed. That mod is somewhat of a trap. Man, my bow's even repaired enough to shoot? Barely. I mean... we have to break the whole group in like 2 seconds. My archers are fucked because they're never going to get out of the back rank. The whole front rank is a bunch of people trying to level. Oh no, man. Not like this. Why are there 20 direwolves running around here? The archer's fucked. Would have been really nice to hit there. I don't have my sticks because I just fought the fucking goblins. Fuck. Or the lindworms. It's full 360-degree encircle right now. I think we're about a round out from losing people. There's 2 there. Minus 40% range skills. Ouch. Oh, rip Kex. Worse, rip Manalo. Can't get them out right now. Still a fucking unassigned wolf? I hate that I don't have my other weapons on right now. I want to deploy the dog, but anywhere I deploy the dog, it's in a hole. And I'm super worried that the dog dies and give the morale boost right now. So we have to eat another round. Please don't kill my archer. Any of them. These fucking holes are so stupid. How many times is he debuffed? 1,000,000? That one's fleeing, right? So this one's elevated above us, debuffing us 1,000 times per round. This guy can shoot. That's good. That guy needs to die right there. Six debuffs. Might as well not even have attack skill. Nice, broke that one. Alright, we get attacks here now. That one needs to die. I can't get to it. That one needs to die. And probably one of these dying would be very helpful. Let's try to kill that. Headshot there hurts a lot. Stuck next to that. Maybe the dog here would be helpful. Killing one is good for us. Probably survive one round of attacks here. It rallied and came back. So annoying. Alright, so that one needs to die. This one here, we have no way to protect here, right? So this one is kind of one of the most important. 8% bow. It's gonna fucking break here. Kamagura is doing great, but I can't get these wolves off my archers right now. Can't even do something like cool, like walk down and then rotate and just take the hits because I just can't get to them. He probably lives. They both probably live. I'm worried about this guy. I can't do anything about this guy though. Try to break them by hitting them. Who goes next? 5, 8. So this one is more important to break. 2 hits, but no break, unfortunately. I can actually wait here. How debuffed? 30. It's pretty unlikely we're actually able to kill this thing and it runs. That's a safe tile, though. Don't have enough to rotate, but could rotate for next turn. My injuries trigger morale checks attack-wise. Not true. Can definitely deal damage to somebody without injuring them and still get a morale check hit. If he rallies and gets on my archers, it's just as bad. I don't have an answer to this fucking wolf. This is the one I'm most scared of here. It's pretty bad too, though. Alright, how badly debuffs Kex? 20. It's 10. Okay. So this one is the big problem now. And we can make that less of a problem by breaking that one. We just double attack. Maybe, maybe not. Nice. So that was damage, by the way, that caused a morale check that didn't also cause an injury. Just FYI. Unless you meant actual hit point damage as opposed to hitting them in armor. It always has to be hit point damage. It's just a chance when it's hit point damage. Okay, so hypothetically we can save there now. Deaths will cause group morale checks. Right there. Okay. Percent. Really? There's no blockages there? Totally is a blockage, it's just not displaying. Just broke our bow. We have one backup. All right. Well, we're out of the death pit over here. I'm surprised Dagnubi is still here. Can't fire this bow. Or that bow. This guy already lost his bow. Well, I am pretty pleased. I was gonna say impressed, but I'm more surprised than impressed that we got out of there with no deaths. We had goblin swords equipped on everybody, and a full archer versus 20 dire wolves, and we didn't have any of the secondary weapons in there. So that's exciting. Lost a bow, that's true. Speaking of, where's my backup bow? Let's get that equipped before I forget. Let's get our wooden clubs back in. In case we ever find ourselves in, I mean, honestly, the wooden clubs would have been worse. They'll still never be able to hit the dire wolves. All right, extra ammo cases. All right, level is on Dagnubi. And Kex. Level on Super Kamaguru. Dude, he survived. He survived that fight. Tanking a direwolf for like 10 turns with minus 10 resolve on the corner. That's lucky. Okay. All right. How in debt are we tool wise? You know, 100 tools in debt right now. Might be time to leave this area. I'd like to clear out the rest of the goblin camps, but I don't think we're able to do that anymore. Not with that last fight. Maybe there, honestly. Our tools just disappear. Click! Alright, we gotta get to locations that sell tools. We don't have money either. It's actually kind of bad for us overall. I'm not sure we made a lot of money either out of that particular set of loot. Looks like pretty low value loot. Alright, they've been raided, or rather disappearing villagers. All their shit's gonna be insanely pricey. No help whatsoever. Got. Yeah, we got the Lindworm loot. And we assigned Overwhelm, which I'm still not sure. Next season, I don't think we're doing it. Alright, let's go to the warm, sweet home of Ellen. Ah, fuck! They've been raided too. Too bad, their prices are so good for us. We can't accept the mission to get rid of that either, because we have this stupid mission we're on. They have 6 trade goods that we're not going to take advantage of. Boo! Go. There, just paid the brothers. Oh my god, could everyone not be like rated so I could do something here? What are they buying at? 16.4. What's my pay per day? 554. I need at least a day's pay to get to the next location. Okay. Shit, didn't mean to sell that spear. I need the tools. 5 what? 554? Okay. We probably need the food as well. Okay. We'll just go at 4 times speed over the mountains in case, you know, dire wolves. Alright, we're almost paid our tool debt. Although not quite. Looks like our gear is repaired, our bows are repaired. Alright, what was my sweet reward? A couple bucks. You buying at 15. We need these trade goods. We head south. I was gonna head north to sell, but maybe we just head south, hit the mission over here, we gotta recover a little bit of finances. Who's M-Dugs? What is M-Dugs' background? We just finished the greenskin war, that's nice. He's probably a raider, right? Okay. Alright, they've been raided. It's Hedge Knight here. I'm kind of bummed that the legendary location didn't spawn. I'm not kind of bummed. I'm super bummed that the legendary location didn't spawn. It's buying at 21 here. So we definitely sell here. I don't think very much of Lindworm Acid. So I'm just going to sell it. All right, so let's take a minute and ascertain where we are. Let me walk through these. Tips for handling anxiety. Don't dwell on it. All that stuff, all of that anxious stuff is about rehearsal, right? So go make yourself do something that engages your mind to keep yourself busy. Doesn't matter what it is. Preferably something you enjoy. I like video gaming, where you need to focus on something all the time. You can't think about it. You can't worry about it. All right, let's take a look at where we are right now in this campaign. I think the campaign is going okay. Certainly something we'll come out ahead of. The Archer start was interesting, a little bit different. I did love getting the archers earlier. Archers are godlike. We did start with determined archers. We have this sweet warbow. This is my favorite thing in the entire run so far is shooting goblins with the oversized great bow. That's been incredible. We have a shit ton of direwolf mantles because we have a bunch of nimble brothers and a bunch of archers. And when we get nimble gear in the future, I'm going to want to attach these to it. Yeah, about that. Still haven't really cracked the nimble formula, so I don't really know still what I'm looking for. I'm suspecting it's probably 140 or 150 is probably what I want for a nimble gear. Maybe less on the archers, maybe not. Our archers all did just hit 11. Frontline's pretty bad right now, but it's okay. We're a little bit ways off orcs still, like particularly big orc warlord camps. We have to level our next batch of guys. We have a couple raiders now. We have the new mega coming up, etc. Like that's okay. We dismissed our early dodge tank, which I think is fine. The group's pretty full. We're paying a fair chunk of change a day right now with the number of people we have. We do know where one more famed item is, although we haven't seen a lot. Famed items we picked up are kind of mediocre. They're not the worst, but they're not good. This item's pretty good. And that spear's fairly... The reach spear's been pretty good too. So the question is, do we wish to continue this campaign? We have a fair number of trophies and stuff. It's a little bit slow. It's okay. We could certainly continue the campaign. The part that's killing me is I want to experiment with new builds. And I don't have any hybrids leveling. I don't have any room in my roster. And I don't have... And the Spain location didn't spawn on this map. We got hit by that bug that they patched apparently today when we started the seed, and there's no Fame location. So I'm a little annoyed with that. I kind of want to try something else. So what poll you think? All right. So, but the thing is, I want to upload these to YouTube, right? That's the other thing. Oops, shit. The other thing I wanted to do with this is I wanted to put a full playthrough up on YouTube. I mean, we could. I mean, I guess I could just leave it here and with the explanation of what I just told you guys. I did think the power of the Poacher Start was pretty apparent in this start, even if the seed was kind of whatever. The sick tools or sick trade goods from that southeastern part was incredible. Keep save, see if you can force spawn ice cave. Okay. Yeah, we're not missing that many locations. We saw the Goblin City, so presumably the location we're actually missing is just a new location. We haven't found Monolith yet, but I bet you it's here. I think we found Kraken too, right?
Another poor fool, lost in time and space.
Thank you, Savage Sam 323. All right, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little break here. Not, well, I'm gonna take like a 20-second break and grab water and whatnot. But I think we're gonna take a little break to work on some builds. This is one of the things I wanted to do today on stream, so we'll do that here. I'm not sure if we learned enough from this build or not. This build never really finished, right? Which is this build here. This is the whip heavy javelin build with the duelist weapons. It did fairly good damage versus the wolf riders, but I kind of wouldn't mind seeing some builds designed to kill the enemy without killing their armor. Like if I did this plus like a crossbow, I don't know if the crossbow matters, but you could soften up targets coming in with the softbow and the crossbow, then kill it. Maybe, maybe not. Like there should be some builds that could kill through armor, right? Puncture build. I mean, we could. That's the other thing we could do. We could take the So this build was fun. This was an accelerated start. The same with the Raider, right? Both the Raider start and this start are about accelerating your start. The Cultist run is not really about accelerating your start. It's about the late game brothers you're building over time. That could be a fun, different type of challenge. We normally try to get just ahead of everything. And I mean, of course, we're going to try that for gear in the Cultist run. But, you know, maybe there's a little bit less pressure on terms of how well we're doing at any given point. I need to be clear on what can be converted or not. My understanding is I need like a list. What's noble? I guess we're not going to have the option to convert. No, noble show up in our run. We just can't convert it, right? It's dumb and what? Noble and dumb or not noble? I don't think that's right though. Aren't there 3 classes? Combat, like commoner and noble. And I thought it was all nobles never would join you. And it was combat plus dumb would join you, or regular would join you, right? Right, that's what I thought. My Q is that you can't even convert noble even if they're dumb. But I don't know which classes count as noble and which classes count as combat. So I mean, that's one of the runs I'm interested in. Is it stable enough, you think, to do that? Like, I don't know what the late game benefits of it are, but it'd be really neat to see. And it'd be super neat to like have some. I mean, because think about the ultra late game builds you could have with Davcool brothers if they're getting extra stats and if they get like extra fatigue recovery and shit. Like, think of the orc weapons you could be using. It would be glorious. The wiki has a list. Oh, I want that list. If you, if we can get one of the mods that let you permit, I'd like to see it, because I want to copy paste it into my spreadsheet. Yeah, it's lowborn and not. Wait, it's lowborn and not dumb, or non-noble, highborn and. Kex. There's so many awkward parts of that phrasing. Thanks, Nerfoxing. Character backgrounds. No, this is companions. Hiring rate. Where does it tell me about the... This is all their stats and shit, which is nice, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for... There's like a type. I don't actually see that on here at all. Scroll down to affiliations. I got caught up reading some of the events. I'm always interested what other events you can have. Oh, there they are. Right at the bottom. Affiliations. Combat. Combat backgrounds can't learn from a brawler. Didn't know that. Laborer class. Lowborn. Dude, thieves are gonna be thieves, butchers, poachers, farmhands. Those are all gonna be incredible. Only disowned nobles and adventurous nobles are noble, huh? Well, what is a veteran compared to a noble? Is a veteran a combat class, a non-combat class? See, I mean, because this is even more confusing than I was before. I thought there were three types, but I see 7 on this, right? Combat, laborer, lowborn, noble, thief, veteran, village. Oh, and then I've got backslash as a type. Whatever the hell that means. It only checks literally noble. So if you're bright and lowborn, we're fucked. And if you're noble and dumb, you're good. So it's basically can't be bright. You have to be lowborn. Unless dumb. So we're looking for dumb hedge knights. Did you just... All right. If we're gonna play around with the starts, I'm happy to play around with the starts. Maybe I can grab some whiskey for that. That might be low pressure enough. I see. I guess I want to see the end of this build. So I mean, maybe we mess around with that. So looking at this build, there's a perk thing somewhere. Let me see if I can find the perk calculator again. I think I bookmarked it somewhere. Perk calculator. Maybe I can just share that. All right, let's share that. You guys see the perk calculator? Okay. So we're working on the build, the hybrid build, right? And we tried getting rid of gifted this time around. That was, I need this like a little off to the side. Hold on a second. I want to be able to see the one we have already. Like that maybe. All right. So this guy. Like if we're gonna make hybrids like that, it's gonna be so fucking hard to have good hybrids because it's gonna be super late in the game to get them. Like this Witch Hunter was pretty sick for a hybrid. I mean, if you look at his attack skills at 9, it's 80, 81. Like that's just, oh, you guys can't see it because it's covered by the thing. But if you could see it, he has 80 attack skill in the melee and 81 in ranged. So, but looking at this, like this was the start of the build. This is without gifted. Still takes level 9 to come online. And then we're getting 10, 11, and then the student perks. We get 3 more perks with this. And that's it. Has to have quick hands, right? If we're going to use that whip at all, we have to have quick hands. Maybe we're not using that whip. Maybe our first brothers are just like cleaver duelists or something. Or cleaver frontliners. I don't know. I feel like getting that whip out would be really good. It's a very powerful ability to disarm. It'd be nice to be able to have it somewhere. So we took that. What was the next one we took? We took Backstabber and Anticipate. See, I hated leveling stamina here, but I actually think the fights that we really want whip in are also fights where we probably want range defense in. I'm not sure about that though. That might be a fallacy. I think not though. I think we do because I think it's raiders we want disarm, and we want because we want to be able to take hedge knights very easily, and we want to have disarm versus chosen. Those are the 2 most important fights, followed slightly by orc fights, right? You can't use whip without cleaver mastery. And I think you can't really use it without backstabber either. Honestly, like this is between +10 and +15 accuracy most of the time for us, which seems pretty big. And then throwing mastery is necessary for the damage. If we're gonna use the throwing weapons, which we may not actually do with the whip, but if we were to use the throwing weapons, it feels like throwing mastery has to be there. So the only other thing we could do is potentially do it with the archers, right? We could do it with the archers being throwing master archers, but I don't think it's going to be very good. I think this stam build up on these is pretty intense. With throwing spec, it's 12 fatigue per shot, which is basically archer level shooting. Yeah, it's the same as archers, which is a lot of fatigue for a class that doesn't level fatigue very much. That was one of the nice things about the back rank. You don't have to level fatigue on it. Are we going to be stuck in one of these horrible situations where the only brother who really does this is a recover version of the brother? Because I don't want to be in that scenario. I want to be able to actually recruit them and use them in a reasonable time frame. It feels like the whip mastery in particular, the earlier you get that, the safer it is to farm stuff. I feel like nimble is a must on back ranks for survivability. And then duelists. So this leaves us 3 perks. And what are the perks we're most interested here? Probably recover because it eats through stam like no tomorrow. We've got to have a damage dealing weapon too, right? Like the javelins are kind of that, but what are we doing in the early part of the game, and what are we doing in the I mean, the javelin itself is not going to do more damage than a 2-hander. So it becomes kind of interesting to think about what the hell do we do with that. I mean, downside with putting that up so I can't see chat. Yeah, Night Shifty. I'm definitely going to do that with the cleaver build. That's what I was talking about. But I still think it's in the early game. There's no good cleavers. So using like a duelist cleaver. First of all, duelist is such an expensive spec in terms of stats. Like, I don't think early game duelist cleavers are a thing. Duelist with crippling strikes. What are the final perks for the cultist stuff? Does anyone have a link to? That's got to be up on the wiki by now. Like max level cultists, what they're doing. Someone told me 5 melee defense, 5 melee attack, as well as extra stamina recovery per turn. And every 20 days, a sacrifice event can trigger. There's only one super chosen? What? Only one prophet, multiple chosen. No morale checks on deaths is not a particularly useful ability. No morale checks on taking damage is mildly useful. It'd be so much better if it was no morale checks on people walking next to you. I can brave death. I don't mind wounds. But when someone steps next to me, I panic. I mean, that setup is a little painful for me. Can I explain the perks on Homie Chop? Sure. It's a hybrid. He's trying to use throwing weapons and a whip. Whip costs 5 AP to disarm. So what are you going to do with the other 4 AP? Gotta find a weapon you can attack with. Probably a reach weapon, but not necessarily a reach weapon. Maybe we don't want to give up this playthrough quite yet. I'm kind of on the border about it, on the tip. Like, we could probably, I mean, we can definitely leverage these archers into famed items through killing goblin camps. That's definitely something that can happen. We have a fairly good start on the goblin city with 2 of the unhold padded things and a number of direwolf pouch, so we can get our nimble brothers decent armor soon. We have 5 archers, pure archers, and a 6th there. We could even probably lose one of the 6 archers in the goblin city and be all right with it for our total roster and just keep 4 rosters for the rest of the playthrough. I don't know. Just realizing how grindy the Dovcool and RNG heavy the Dovcool run might be. Maybe we don't want to do it quite yet.
You have returned.
Thank you, Mini Morphe. Why'd I sell my spears again, chat? No one knows. Okay. Properties melee defense equals +5. Range defense equals +5. Is this the chosen though? Hit points equals 20. Fatigue recovery +2. Bravery +10. Isn't affected by losing HP, injuries, or dying always. It's interesting. Okay, that's the highest. So it's, I mean, 5 melee defense and 5 range defense. That's not as good as 5 melee attack and 5 melee defense. 5 range defense, in fact, is not something that's a particularly useful attribute on just a random brother. Oh, thank you, Kamgutas. All right. Okay, either way, I need a quick break here. I'm going to grab a drink, both water and probably an alcoholic beverage. I'll be back in just a minute. We'll probably do a little bit more of tonight then if we're going to continue this campaign. I think we are. It's been a good run. I'm hoping that Wyoan will be able to force spawn the the famed event. That's the part that has me most bummed about this. Not anything, not the brothers, not anything. It's just the fact that I can't go fight the new boss again is something that bothers me. I really like that armor. I think we ought to be able to do something pretty cool with the armor. Chosen's exactly the same. Thanks, Wyland. All right, I'll be back in a minute, guys. I keep saying that and not walking away from the computer. Let me walk away from the computer. I'll be back in a minute.